Have you ever made yourself a cup of coffee, but you have nowhere to place it that's not on the wood, so you end up using random things like your phone? Well, worry no more, because in today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to create these cute mug rugs using your embroidery machine. Watch until the end of the video to learn all the tips and tricks.
Attention all machine embroidery beginners. Are you struggling to hoop your fabrics, don't know what thread to use, or even what tension is? Sign up for our free Embroidery for Beginners course and become an expert in no time. Click the link in the description to get started.
We're gonna use the Design Doodler to create this design. If you've yet to download the demo for the Design Doodler, click the link in the description. We're gonna create a new file by going to the top left, selecting new, and the first thing we're gonna do under our widget tools is we're gonna switch to an applique. You see that on your widget tools you have different ones. I want to select the applique. Next, I'm gonna switch to the circle, and we're going to click and drag and create a circle. If you don't see your hoop, that's because it's disabled, so you can enable it by clicking this button on the right up here. Now if you want to change your hoops, you can click on the bottom right here and click under settings. You can change all the hoop sizes that you'd like, but for now we're going to stick to 100 by 100 millimeters. Next, we're going to select the circle and we're going to place it right in the center, and we're gonna go under our properties. You're gonna click on these three slides on the right and the properties tab will come up. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna change the applique type to a motif and ensure that the motif pattern is set to line. Perfect. We can close this one out. And the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our palettes and we're gonna select a different color. For me, I want the star to be yellow, so I'm just gonna select the 16. Next, under your widget tool, click on shape, and we're going to select the star or the heart, or even the arrow, depending on the shape that you want. I'm gonna click on the star, and same thing, we're gonna click and drag. That's it. And using the select tool, I'm gonna select the star and center it right there. Now I'm gonna go under my properties tab and I'm gonna change the width to 3 millimeters, and we're gonna go down and we're going to enable sew zigzag underlay. Now we can close the properties, and the next thing to do is while you have the select tool enabled, you're going to now select the circle that you created first. If you click on these three layers, you will see your sequence view. Now this is the circle that we created, and this is the star. The first color is the placement stitch, this is the tack down stitch, and this is the satin stitch. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the circle. You can see on the sequence view, when I click on the circle, only the top three get selected, not the star. That's very important. We're gonna click copy on the left, and we're gonna click paste. You'll see that the circle now duplicated, and it did so at the bottom. You want to ensure that the bottom three are selected. You can see that the bottom three are selected. Then we're going to go under properties and we're going to switch the applique type to a satin. We're going to change the width to 5 millimeters, and we're going to go down and we're going to enable sew zigzag underlay. And that's it. Now you should save this design as a JDX file, as well as the file format that you want for your embroidery machine. For me, it's going to be a DST file, and we can take it onto the embroidery machine. For this project, we're going to use a couple of fabrics as well as tools. For the hoops, I'm using the Mighty hoops, but you can also use regular hoops. We're going to use two different kinds of fabrics. This one is to create the base, and this one is to create the star. You can pick whichever fabrics you want to combine. We're going to use the batting fabric to give the coaster more stability. You can get a lot of it on Amazon or at your local craft store. We're going to use some fabric scissors as well as some applique scissors with a curved tip, so it's easier to cut those edges. For the stabilizer, I'm using a wash-away stabilizer called Badge Master, so you can find a common wash-away stabilizer that works for you. This is so we give those edges a really clean finish. And last but not least, we're gonna get some painter state. This is so we can hold the fabric down when we're embroidering. And these are all the tools we're gonna use for this project. Step 1 is to grab your wash-away stabilizer and cut out a piece that will cover your hoop. Next, you're gonna grab your hoop and you're gonna hoop your stabilizer only. Now we're gonna bring this hoop onto the embroidery machine and set up our design. I've already plugged in the USB onto the embroidery machine, so the next thing I'm gonna do is select the design. I'm going to click USB, and here I have the star coaster that I've saved as a DST. On the Tajima side, it asks me if I want to delete fine stitches. I'm gonna select no, and here are the colors that I've set up for this design. Remember that the first three are for the motif, so you can set them all to the same color. And on the side, we have a huge benefit of adding a stop every single time we finish a color. I'm adding a stop after every color so I can take out the hoop and do the next step. I'm gonna do this for every single color, and you can check on your machine if you have the stop setting. The next three colors after black, which is number 4, are 4, 5, 6, which is yellow on my machine. And the last one is the circle that I've set to the color brown. So I've added the stop to all of them, and you wanna find your stop setting on your own embroidery machine, or if you have a single needle machine, then you can just set every single stop to a different color and keep that same thread until you have to change it. I'm gonna click set, and we're gonna click tubular 1. I'm gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna click set, and trace. Now that the design is ready, I'm gonna press start to create the placement stitch. As you can see, the machine stops, and I have to click start to continue to the next step. But we don't want to do that, so I'm going to remove the hoop so we can add the batting. This is a piece of batting that I've cut out, and I'm going to place it on top, ensuring that it covers all sides, and I'm going to use the masking tape to tape it to the sides so it doesn't go anywhere. Once you've taped it, you can bring it back onto the embroidery machine. We're going to bring the hoop back, and we can press start to do the tack down stitch. It automatically stopped, so I'm gonna remove it from the hoop and cut out the excess. Now, using your applique scissors, carefully lift the excess, remove the extra tape if you'd like, and we're gonna cut away all of this excess to leave it nice and clean. Slowly, give it a bit of space. I love this fabric because it gives you that extra stability for your design. Nice. Clean it up a little bit. And now that you cut away the excess batting on the tack down stitch, we're gonna bring our vase fabric, which in this case is this one for me. I'm gonna fold it into two because we're gonna use one part at the bottom, and I'm just gonna cut enough to cover the circle. So I have 2 parts. We're gonna put one away for now. I'm gonna place this one on top, and we're gonna tape the top and the bottom or the sides to hold it down with the masking tape. And like this. Now we can take this onto the embroidery machine. We're gonna bring the hoop back onto the embroidery machine, and we're going to press start on the next 2 steps. So this is going to create the circle around it. And the next one is gonna do the placement stitch for the star. I'm gonna take my second fabric, and while the hoop is still in the machine, I'm gonna place it on top, and with the masking tape, tape both sides to put the tack down stitch like that. Then we can press start once again. Let's remove the hoop from the machine. With the applique scissors, we're gonna go around the edges, but this time of the star. Try to go as close as possible without cutting the threads themselves. Remember to take your time and enjoy the process. I've finished cutting the star, so now let's take this hoop back onto the embroidery machine. Remember to keep your hoop in the right direction to avoid messing up your circle and having to start all over again. Now that this is ready, I'm gonna press start once again, and it's gonna do the zigzag underlay as well as the satin stitch. I love how applique really lets you create big designs without needing to use so much thread. Now before you embroider the last bit of the circle, we're gonna take the hoop once again to add the backing. We're gonna take our hoop and flip it upside down. This is what the back of the design looks like. And we're gonna take that second piece that we cut out and put it on top. We're gonna do the same thing and grab some masking tape and either tape it to the top and bottom or to the sides. Now we can take it back onto the embroidery machine. Ensure that the fabric underneath isn't folding in on itself, and you can press start. I'm gonna press start one more time to do the tack down stitch, and we can cut off the excess on both sides. We're almost done. Let's take the hoop out one more time. This last part is very simple, and all we gotta do is take care of the excess on both sides of the base fabric. I'm gonna grab my applique scissors and slowly go around the whole circle. I'm probably leaving around 1 millimeter or so between the tack down stitch, just in case so I don't cut it off by accident. Remember to take your time and cut as close as possible for best results. Okay, I'm just gonna cut these extra pieces off. Perfect. Now let's do the other side. Get rid of the tape, we no longer need it. And we're gonna cut off all this excess fabric. All right, I'm quite happy with that result. So let's take it back onto the embroidery machine one more time. Perfect. That was the last bit, so let's take it out of the embroidery machine. This is what the final result looks like, and because of the stabilizer, I can simply push it out of the stabilizer. Look at that result. If you notice that there are some extra threads hanging around, you can trim them as close as possible. And if you see that there is any stabilizer hanging around, you can dab it with some warm water to get rid of that excess stabilizer. This is what the design looks like on the back, and the reason we use the extra fabric is to hide the star from the bottom. I'm gonna go wash the edges and I'll show you the end results. And after a bit of cleanup, this is what the end result looks like. I love it, and my tables will love it even more. Now, I love creating these so much that I even made myself a second one that says, I love coffee. All I did was follow the same instructions as I did for the star doodle, but instead of doing the star applique, I used the font tool and created this text. This means that instead of doing a second applique, I replaced it with a regular embroidery and did the rest the same. And now I'm really happy with my mug rug pair. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because it really helps us out. Thank you so much for watching, Legacy family. We'll see you on the next one. Bye bye, guys.
Looking for the best beginner embroidery multi-needle machine? Meet the Tajima Sai. Precise, reliable, and user-friendly. Unlock exclusive bonuses by filling out the form on our website. We'll connect you with an official Tajima partner to complete your purchase and claim your rewards. Elevate your embroidery today and click the link below to learn more.